may have heard of Panasonic, but what you may not know is that Technics is a Japanese brand name under Panasonic. Technics has been around since 1965, producing some of the most iconic audio equipment, hi-fi systems, turntables, and loudspeakers. At some point, the brand was retired. I guess if you do not know much about Technics today, this is the reason why. However, in 2014 it was revived again, starting with a relaunch of their iconic turntables and vinyl players, then eventually their wireless headphones. And much of what their latest headphones is about borrows from a 55 years worth of experience with regards to audio engineering. So I say all of this to prepare you for some of the surprising discoveries that these headphones comes with, especially in relation to sound. My name is Emeka Okereke from Careful Optimist, and this is an in-depth review of the Technics EAH-A800 active noise cancelling wireless headphones. So let's jump right into it. The headphones in question is the Technics EAH-A800, which going forward I'll simply be referring to as A800. The A800 is geared towards the same people who find the Sony XM4 appealing. So you will find that in almost all areas it closely takes after the SM4s. As a result of this, I have decided I will make an in-depth comparison between the SM4s and the Technics A800. So if you want to see that video after this one, subscribe via the button below to be notified when that video drops. Now, let's talk about design. The A800 currently retails for €445 here in Germany. It comes in two colors, black and silver. I went for the black simply out of personal choice. When it comes to design, the headphones looks and feels, well, bland and generic, so much that it could easily pass for a €25 headphones. In that, it follows in the footsteps of, again, Sony XM4s, Bose 700 and all the other headphones in this category in terms of looks and feel. For instance, premium feel is on a different league when you are speaking of, say, Bose & Wilkins PX7, Bang & Olufsen H95 or the AirPods Max, and the Technics A800 is not in any way in that league. That said, the design language here is one which aims at emphasizing simplicity, casualness, and portability. This is a plus for a device that you are most likely going to be using on a daily basis as your daily driver. It is also very pleasant in the hand. Much of the headphones are made of plastic with the exception of the outer part of the ear cups, which is made of brushed anodized aluminum. You have the Technics logo etched into the aluminum. The ear cups are made of soft foam wrapped in faux leather. I find the ear cups a bit too mushy for my liking, but more on that later. By the way, are these headphones made out of recycled, environmental friendly materials? Well, Technics doesn't say. I looked everywhere for this information and didn't find anything. Now, I think it is important that tech companies make their stance and commitment to an eco-friendly world apparent. Otherwise, what's the point of making ever new gadgets if it is to mess up our planet? The intention to keep things portable and lightweight is very obvious with these headphones. Rightfully so, it weighs only 295 grams. Wearing the headphones on your head, the profile isn't too bad, but I still think they could have done a better job in making it more low profile. Some of the quirks I have noticed with user experience is mainly with the ear cups. They are detachable, but it feels like you're about to yank off the ear cups when you're trying to detach them. Also, because of the pressure required to detach the ear cups, you always need to pull on the foamy part of the ear cups. There is a likelihood you will tear the foam if, for some reason, you choose to detach the ear cups frequently, and that is not a pleasant feeling for your expensive headphones. Are these headphones durable? Well, only time will tell, but don't hold your breath if you are hoping this will last for up to 10 years. My best bet is that it might take up to 2 years before all these faux leather wrappings begin to fall off. What about comfort? These headphones are comfortable for the most part. For the size of my head, I find the clamp force of the ear cups to be just right. The mushiness of the ear cups makes the grip even more tender. However, on wearing the headphones for longer hours, I noticed that the ear cups could get too warm and sticky. For those wearing earrings, you might find that the ear cups are a bit uncomfortable because they are only slightly larger than your ear area. Wearing glasses with the headphones feel comfortable thanks to the soft foam of the ear cups. The headphones come in a Xhois carrying case. It feels quite strong and durable and, most of all, portable. In fact, it has the aesthetic satisfaction as the pouch of my Leica lenses. I also love the shape of it. Fitting the headphones in the case will need some getting used to, but they are helped with an embossed diagram showing what orientation to fold the ear cups. It also feels comfortable to hang the headphones on your neck when not over your head, although it feels quite bulky and weird, of course, again due to the form factor. The main features of these headphones is the active noise cancellation. So let me get straight to the point. I was immediately thrown off guard by how good this noise cancellation is. In fact, it is so good that I can compare it to that of the AirPods Max and yes, the Sony XM4. If you are out for a good noise cancelling headphones in 2022, other than those I mentioned, look no further than the Technics EAH-A800. The same goes for the transparency mode as well. Like the AirPods Max, the A800 is equipped with 8 microphones responsible for active noise cancellation and transparency mode. These microphones also helps with clarity with phone calls as well as wind reduction. The transparency mode is not as impressive as the noise cancellation, and the A800 is not alone in this. It is much harder to nail the transparency with computational audio because this part has to do with a proper reproduction of ambient sound in relation to the audio content you are listening to. In addition to the noise cancellation and transparency mode, the A800 also features what Technics calls attention mode. This mode reduces unwanted external noise to make it easier to hear people's voices. For example, when you need to hear airport announcements while traveling. Much of the audio operations is done with buttons on the right ear cup. You also get touch sensors on the outer part of the right ear cup for toggling noise cancellation and transparency mode. You can customize the gestures in the Technics app. Basically, tap once, twice, or thrice to toggle these modes. It also features headphones fitting sensors which detects when you take off the headphones off your head and it automatically pauses the music you're listening to. Much of these features are customized with the Technics Audio Connect app. You can find it both in iOS and Android versions. It is the most feature-packed headphones mobile app I have ever come across, period. Here, Technics fully embraces the idea that much of today's consumer tech design must put emphasis on customization and personalization to account for difference in taste and subjectivity. And for this, I give them a big plus. With this app, you can customize the touch functions of the headphones, optimize active noise cancellation, set your preferences for transparency mode and attention mode, do a call quality test and set your preferences accordingly, access the user manual as well as firmware updates. But most importantly, customize the sound through the EQ. This one is very important. I will tell you why in a minute. One thing I would have loved to see in the app is Technics' own version of spatial audio or 360 degrees reality audio from Sony. I hope they get to implement this in the future. That said, this mobile app is indispensable if you want to get the best out of your headphones. Now, to the one aspect why we all want to buy headphones in the first place. Let's discuss sound. Okay, this is my first ever Technics headphones, and to say that I was pleasantly surprised by the sound is an understatement. I just was not prepared for how good and balanced the audio rendition is. I own the AirPods Max and I kept switching back and forth both headphones. It is not as detailed as the AirPods Max when it comes to the mid-bass, but it is way better than the Sony XM4. So much that I am confident to say that this is indeed the Sony XM4 killer, that YouTube terminology, killer, Straight out of the box, the sound signature is on the warm/flat side with emphasis on the low bass. For the bass heads, you will find this appealing. For the rest of us, the Technics mobile app comes in handy. The sound enhancement equalizer comes in with 4 presets: bass plus, vocal, treble plus, and dynamic. You can also customize the sound to your own preference if you know what you're doing. I'm using the custom preset, which allowed me to tone down the low bass, boost the mid bass, and as well as increase the mid and high frequency. This gives me enough punch and contrast for nuance separation across frequencies, and it works really good for me. So if you are looking to get the best out of the sound of these headphones, I encourage you to play around with the sound enhancement in the app. It also does not mess up the sound as much as some other equalizers, again, like Sony XM4s do. The headphones are equipped with a 3-layer diaphragm 40mm driver. This kind of drivers are usually suitable for bass-oriented headphones, yet I find that the separation, timing, and balance across frequencies, including the bass and the mid-bass frequencies, to be quite impressive, to say the least. I guess this has a lot to do with 55 years of knowledge and expertise that comes with the Technics brand. The headphones supports codecs such as SBC, AAC, but also LDAC, which is a high-resolution audio codec which delivers up to 96 kHz at 24 bits resolution audio when connected to Bluetooth. That said, these headphones are not perfect. To start with, I think that it lacks quite a bit when it comes to soundstage, but again, it's no better than the Sony XM4s. Also, I find that when ANC or transparency mode is turned on, it affects the sound that you listen to. It gives a feeling of the sound degrading a bit, as if it loses some heft and punch. This is something common with most premium ANC headphones, and this has to do with the trade-off between power and sound. Remember that ANC uses microphones to pick up signals, and with the help of digital signal processor, otherwise known as DSP, that comes with the drivers, it filters out the unwanted frequencies and applies it as a filter to the sound that you are listening to. All of this introduces more power to the system, which then affects sound quality. In other words, to really enjoy the full potentials of these headphones, the best mode is the off mode, which is, in the case of closed-back headphones like this one, is the same as passive noise cancellation. There is also another mode where these headphones shine when listening to it wired, say connected to your computer or inside the airplane. The power of the drivers come even more alive when you bypass the Bluetooth. I recently watched a Netflix documentary on Kanye West, so obviously I went back to listen to the College Dropout, that iconic game-changing album. The various layers and nuances of Kanye's samplings and sound collage were not lost on these headphones one bit, and that's really good. Because of its heavy bass and warm signature, I wouldn't use it for audio editing, say for podcast or video editing. For this, you need your sound to be as flat as possible. When it comes to connectivity and phone calls, the headphone is equipped with a Bluetooth 5.2. This already points to strong connectivity. It can also connect to 2 devices at the same time, so you can switch from, say, your mobile phone to your laptop seamlessly. During my usage, I find that the connection is quite robust and impressive. It stays connected to your device as long as the headphones are on. I remember putting the headphones in its pouch while it was still on, and it still stayed connected to my iPhone. When it comes to call quality, there's little to complain about, especially because you can test the call quality yourself through the mobile app and adjust the settings to your preferences accordingly. Now, what about the battery life? Battery is perhaps the star of the show with these headphones. It boasts a whopping 50 hours battery life with ANC turned on. I don't think there is any headphones in this price range that gives that much battery life. One thing though, remember to set the automatic standby mode in the mobile app. If you leave the headphones on, even when not using it, the battery drains out very fast. Battery with these headphones is quite impressive. I listened to audios for like 2 hours in a stretch and it was still at 100%. Can you believe that? So for all your long haul travels, say from Africa to Australia, you are covered. In conclusion, who are these headphones made for? If you are in the market for a strong ANC headphones with amazing sound quality that corrects some of the downsides of the Sony XM4s and comes close to the AirPods Max, look no further. The Technics EAH-A800 is your guy. If you can live with a not so trendy design, then, well, you will never regret having these headphones. Technics, if you are watching this, tell us what the materials are made of on your website and how environmentally friendly they are. You owe us, your users, that much. Well, if you've made it this far, I hope you have found this video helpful in making your purchase decision. If you do, consider liking it. Also, leave whatever comment you may have in the comment section. Let's make it a conversation. As you can see, this channel is growing. If you would like to see more of videos like this, consider subscribing through that button somewhere there and press the notification bell. If you'd like to support the channel, I invite you to join our YouTube membership program. You will see the button under the screen which says join somewhere. Also, consider following us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Medium. And finally, check out our Patreon page. Whichever way you choose to support, know that you are helping to make the community of informed consumers strong and sustainable. On that note, I wish you a wonderful day or night, depending on your time zone, and see you in the next video, which will be pretty soon. Bye-bye.